as well accomplish something while you're sleeping. Okay, panels. We have some very bright people here who are going to get to demonstrate just how bright they are. And no pressure. Bring them up. We'll let them introduce themselves to you briefly. They're going to give you, you know, 5 or 10 minutes of 1 or 2 brilliant things that they do in their businesses and in their copywriting, highly effective for them, best idea. A couple of them probably brought examples of stuff. And then we will ask them questions. 2 groups of 4. My first group of 4 should be Ralph, Michael, TJ, and Mr. Heatley. You guys get to share mics. Yeah, that's it. Good. Right up here. Pick a chair.
Looks different from up here.
Yeah, you don't like doing this, do you? No. See, everybody, well, the other ones are hams, but he hides. You maybe do it more than anybody, Michael, so you get to go first. Okay? You're a more natural presenter. Yeah. You got to use one of those mics.
Yeah,
okay. And you know, quick introduction, what your business looks like, what you're doing, and some bright ideas.
My name is Michael Jans. I own and operate 3 businesses, and depending on what circle I'm in, generally the audience will understand one of those businesses and will be completely mystified and stupefied by one of the other businesses. So I'm not going to take 10 minutes and try to explain one of the weird businesses. But the business that you'll understand, which most real people don't understand, is that I sell paper and ink. And do that to property and casualty insurance agents. And what was it, about 2 days ago, I was sitting at my home office, and a fax came across my desk, and it said I was selected as a lucky dog because I had something to share. I'm not sure what it was, and I happened to be talking to Dan later in the day and said, unlikely that there is anything original coming out of this mind, and I will prove that in the next couple of minutes. So, if I may, get access to this thing. Is this trained on that now?
I have no earthly idea.
Or is this trained on his?
I have no earthly idea, okay. But I'm sure we can make it work between the 2 of us. Turn it on and let's see what it's trained on. Well, yeah, it's trained on both of them. There you go. There you go. It'll probably help if, like, you and he switch seats. That'd probably be a good idea. But there you go.
All right. Well, here's the story. One of the businesses I own and operate is a JPDK style model. Probably half of you or more, show of hands, familiar with that kind of business. For the rest of you, basically what we do is we sell information to a specific niche, in my case, property and casualty insurance agents. And in particular, I sell them paper and ink, audio cassettes, video cassettes about how to make more money in minimum time. It's a kit. We sell marketing material and we sell management material. We have been in that industry now for about 3 years, and as Dan has said, I'm repeating Dan here several times. As Dan has said, things get tired, and as they get tired, you need to make some changes. One of the changes that he suggested is that as you gain testimonials and success stories, you get those guys to speak for you. So that's exactly what I did here. And by the way, when I got the fax, I called my office which is in downtown Vancouver, Washington, which I generally avoid because it tends to extremely aggravate my staff. So I work at home as much as I can. And I asked my assistant, gets a few things ready, and put them in an envelope with my plane ticket. So this is the first time I've seen it, except for last night when I looked at this ad. And I realized after I had wrote it and put it through my watertight system so that there would be no errors, that the very first word I looked at last night was a typo. But that's not as bad as when I put in the wrong 800 number and discovered that there is a very pissed off toy manufacturer in Canada. So in any case, you recognize the headline. My wife called me crazy when I said I was going to stop chasing new clients and get them to chase me. But when I got $57,312 in first-year commission from one ad, they all called me and chopped my hours from 70 to 35, yada, yada, yada. Okay?
How many recognize the headline formula? Yeah, okay, all right, good. What is it? Good, yeah, okay, all right, well, just checking.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to point out a couple of key points here. It's by Mike Carroll, not me. That is his picture. He's identified as an agent and special feature writer, and in quotes, I'm an agent just like you, and then identifies the problem and the pain. Down here in this paragraph here, here's the story. For the last 3 years or so, you've probably seen ads in this magazine from Michael Jans. People call him the bad boy of the insurance industry. I'll just say a word about that. Occasionally, I have found it useful in an industry that is very conservative to be a little bit different, to be a little bit of a character, to be a little bit outside the box without being too weird. And about a year ago, started signing my ads, the bad boy of the insurance industry, with my signature, and that was my sign off. And it sort of caught, and to some extent, and my guys like that. They sort of like being associated with a rebel and a little bit of a maverick. So to some extent, I think that's worked. Then we just simply get into his bullet points. This happened to him, this happened to him, this happened to him. It's all in the first person.
Is the entire ad in his voice?
The entire ad.
Switch never happens.
Yeah, switch never happens. Then I do up here on the top of the third column, what I think is a little bit of a credibility booster, because for 3 years now they've been hearing from me that I'm real and I am flesh and blood and I have made this work. Now they're hearing from somebody else, and he says, second paragraph, I just met Michael personally for the first time a few weeks ago. Before that, everything I did, I got out of his written material and tape. So there's kind of a double whammy there. One, somebody's testifying to the fact that I'm a real guy. And two, you don't have to meet him because look at all the success he had just from getting the material and tapes. Then I do what I call a little bit of a credibility multiplier, where he says, but it turns out I'm not the only one who did it from books and tapes. I met Michael at one of his incredible live trainings and yada, 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 yada. And then he identifies these other people that he met. The lady agent from Kentucky, Lori, who made a da-da-da-da-da-da-da, the agent from Pennsylvania, Tom, the agent from Texas, Don, and so on and so forth. So I have the opportunity to squeeze in 6 success stories, not just his success story. And then the rest of the ad is more or less my normal sign-off. Got it? Any questions about that?
Where are you running?
I run these in the 4 major national trade magazines in my niche.
Okay.
Okay. We also will, for our clients, design Yellow Pages ads. So I wanted to share what we've done here. This is not the best Yellow Pages ad in the world, but it is the best Yellow Pages ad in my industry. And you'll just simply recognize